Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to my seminar. Today, the topic of the seminar, as you already know, is how to be better. Okay? Alright. Is there whispering going on already? We haven't even started yet. This is just the beginning, and you're already whispering? I can't have that. Okay? If you're not interested, you can go. Are you interested? You want to stay? Teresa? Alright. Then cut the whispering, all right? Okay, so how to be better. That sort of ties in with what we're going to be talking about today, which is how to be better, all right? So you want to be a better listener? That means you can't whisper to other people because it distracts you from listening, okay? That's what I'm talking about. This is a prime example. Okay, so how to be better. Now, when I say be better, you should be asking a question. What is the first question you should be asking? Gabrielle. I guess the question I should be asking is, when are we going to start? What do you mean, when are we going to start? We started already. Right, don't ask questions that are silly. If you're not paying attention, keep your mouth shut. But you asked me to ask a question. All right, I won't do that again, obviously. Oh. Okay, now the first question you should be asking is to be better at what? Is that not an obvious question? So now, okay, we'll do some one-on-one. Okay, you can listen in. Okay, it's a dialogue here. You want to follow along there from your seats? Let's start with something you're good at. What's something you're good at? You could become better.
I'm good at being good.
Good at being good.
So yeah, people always say that I'm good.
All right, they say you're good. They say you're good because you do things that are good. Is that what you're saying? So give me an example. Give me a for instance.
Well, I remember there was this turtle that wanted to cross the street. And then I stood there, and if any cars came, I would have the cars stop so that the turtle could cross the road.
All right, and then was the turtle successful in crossing the road?
Oh, yes, it was.
All right, so you helped, right? You did something good. Now let's go back to the initial event that produced the impression that you were good. The event was that the turtle wanted to cross the street. You stopped the cars in case any came by, so it would be all right, okay? Did it take the turtle time to cross the road?
Well, yeah, turtles are kind of slow. I don't mean mentally slow. I mean physically and emotionally.
Yeah, Teresa, do you have a question?
I think what you could do, you could pick up the turtle, Miguel, and kind of say to the cars to stop and kind of carry the turtle. That could be
all right, very good. Okay, well, you got a one-track mind just like mine. I mean, we're on the same wavelength. All right, one track. All right, so, yeah, that's what I was leading up to. Okay, Teresa picked up on that. Very good, Teresa. All right, so the idea is you could have made the turtle cross the street faster by picking it up, carrying it across. You'd still have been protecting it from the cars, all right? But it would have crossed the street faster. Do you see what I'm saying?
If I'm trying to be better, then if I'm doing what somebody asks, then that must be what they want. So if I did something that they didn't ask for, that could be something they don't want because they didn't actually ask for it.
How can a turtle talk? On the other hand, how can a turtle talk?
Well, it let me know in sort of sign language.
Do you know sign language, really?
Well, no, it's just kind of when you see a turtle standing by the side of the road, and then it kind of looked like this. It was kind of what it had its like shell, kind of like my arms, and then it had its head, and it would pull it in, and then pull it out, and then look around, and looked at me, and it had these really, really sad kind of eyes, and then it was looking forward. And I knew that it must have wanted to cross the street. It needed my help. Because when I went up to it, and then I said, "Come on, little turtle," it followed after me into the street and then across the street.
You could have helped it faster.
Yes, but I didn't know exactly what it wanted to do.
All right, okay, fine. Okay, we'll set your case aside. Okay, let's try somebody else. Let's have somebody. Gabrielle, you want to come up here now? All right, is this something that you would like to be better at?
Yeah, I would like. So sometimes, like, if I want to go to another city, it kind of takes a long time, especially if I walk. And I prefer walking. I don't like riding because people stare at me funny, like I look suspicious or something. I don't know why they think I look suspicious. They look suspicious because they're all wearing masks. So maybe they're all robbers and they're going somewhere to collectively rob. Maybe they're like the central bank of Russia or something. I don't know why everybody has a mask on. That looks pretty suspicious to me. But they're always, when I come on, they're always looking at me with their really, really suspicious eyes. And you can only see their eyes because you can't see their face. But you can tell they're looking suspicious because they're kind of squinting their eyes at you like they're going to, get out their cell phones and call the police or maybe the Humane Society or something like that. So, if I go somewhere, I much prefer walking, but like if I want to go somewhere far, like New York, then it would take a long time.
You want to walk to New York?
Well, maybe someday. Or maybe London.
Setting aside the fact that that would not be humanly possible, or lupinely possible, for that matter, all right? You want to do better in what way?
Well, I'd like to be able to like run to like St. Petersburg in like 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes, you want to run to St. Petersburg on your own 4 feet? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah.
All right, that is not possible.
Oh, maybe what you could kind of jump and kind of fly there to St. Petersburg.
Instead of running and tiring out my little legsies, it would be much better if I could like just jump and kind of fly through the air like Super Wolf.
All right, you can't do that either. Come on. Let's be realistic here. When I say better, I don't mean doing something that's impossible. I'm not doing something that involves cyborgization of your body, all right? Implants and whatnot.
Implants, cyborgization. What do you mean?
What I mean is that they come and then they cut off your leg and they replace it with all right, what is with the close-up? What are you doing with a close-up like that? What are you trying to get at my inner thoughts? Why don't you just ask me? You don't have to film me outside of my head close-up so that nobody can see. You're not going to see my thoughts that way. You have to ask what I'm thinking. I'll tell you. Do you need to know my thoughts?
No.
No. All right, then keep the camera a little bit away. All right.
I just wanted to show the eyes, what you had on
Show
the
my
mouth.
eyes. All right. Is there something in my eye?
Yeah, no.
You probably see a mote in my eye. Do you see the beam in your own eye? Why don't you look at your own eye? There's a big beam there. Okay, don't.
Big beam? What beam?
Yeah,
There's
look,
nothing there.
there's a beam of light, right? There's a laser beam, a beam of light. Okay?
I don't see any beam.
Okay, but you look. There's no motes in my eyes. All right, I had them checked. All right, I went to the
I just
ophthalmologist just the other day. He said no motes in your eye. You're fine. All right, now what were we talking about? Okay, yeah, cyborgization. Okay, they cut off your leg. All right, they cut off your leg.
You told me once I shouldn't cut off my own foot.
That is right. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm saying what they can do. They can cut off your leg, your foot. They replace it with like a machine that makes you go a little bit faster. All right?
Wow, I'd love to do that. Can we do that? Can we cut off like my nose so that I can breathe faster so that it doesn't take so long?
You want to breathe faster? It takes you too much time to breathe. You want to breathe faster?
Well, I'm just thinking it's a waste of time. If I could just go like that, like maybe it wouldn't take so much time, because I feel that all the time I'm going, and I just get so tiring. At the end of the day, after breathing all day long, I just need to lie down and fall asleep so that I don't have to breathe.
You think you don't breathe in your sleep?
How could I sleep if I had to breathe?
Look, you still breathe when you're asleep. Why do you think people snore?
Oh, I thought they were just joking.
Joking? What do you mean joking?
Well, I thought they like making funny noises like that to like wake other people up just as a joke.
No, it's just people that breathe like that in their sleep. Okay, not you. You don't snore. Thank goodness. We have to live all together over there in the Wolf's Corner. We don't need you keeping us up all night long. What I'm saying is that okay, you breathe when you're asleep too. Didn't you know that?
I guess if I wanted to be better, then I ought to learn how not to breathe in my sleep so that my life would be better.
All right, and how would your life be better?
Well, I wouldn't waste all that time in my sleep.
All right, and how are you spending that time in your sleep?
Well, sometimes I have really good dreams.
All right, and okay, you have dreams now, don't you? Is that right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, you have dreams while you're breathing. I'm telling you, you breathe in your sleep because I've seen you and heard you, all right? Because everybody breathes in their sleep. But you still have dreams.
Oh, well, maybe the dreams would be better if I didn't breathe.
Or you want to have good dreams? You want to have dreams for an all eternity? Okay, you can stop breathing. You will die. Then you'll have nothing but dreams.
Will they be good dreams?
Well, I don't know what kind of dreams they'll be, actually. All right, people have died, come back and said everything's good, but who knows? Okay, they went there too long. Maybe after a while things get worse, like in our world. All right, like you got a golden civilization, silver, bronze, now we're down into tinfoil. Or if that, you don't want to stop breathing. Okay, because you'll die. Then who knows what dreams may come.
What dreams may come.
When we shuffle off this mortal coil. Don't you know Shakespeare?
No, I don't. Yeah, I was saying that we could replace like my whole body, like my eyes. I'd have super vision. I could see little bugs crawling on that door handle. Well, I can see them actually now, but I could see maybe the little bugs on those bugs. If bugs have bugs, do bugs have fleas?
Do fleas have fleas? No, fleas don't have fleas, but they might have microorganisms. What is this? More avant-garde? Look, I told you before, we don't need avant-garde. We just need... Look, we want unity of time and place and action, and you're doing avant-garde? That doesn't do anything for us. Come on now. You're trying to get at his thoughts by coming up close to... we were talking about eyes. You wanted to show his eyes. Okay, do you see a mote in my eye? Come on, really close. Come on. Close up. Come on, all the way in there. Come on, zoom it right in there. All right, no, with the camera, all right? Look, people don't see your eyes. All right, there's no motes in there. I think you can be sure now.
I said that there's one mote there.
I see. Okay, you're trying to be a funny guy, huh? All right, yeah, trying to be a wise guy. Smart Alec. Look, if you want to see bugs on bugs, you just take a microscope. You don't need to put machines in your head.
Well, maybe they would work better.
Okay, look, you got machines in your head, you're going to have to repair them, all right? Also, if you have something implanted in you, then it can be accessed via remote control, and they can make you see stuff that's not even there.
How could they do that?
They can just broadcast a signal into your eye, and then you'll see something that's not even there. You want to do that?
Well, what if it's something really good?
All right, that may be, okay, but you're not going to have control over that. Is that what you want? To have sort of phantom objects cropping up, popping up before your eyes, completely outside of your control?
Well, that kind of happens to me when I walk down the street because people come up to me and then people selling hot dogs and cars drive by me. I don't make them drive by. They just kind of pop up in front of my eyes.
All right, but those are actual physical objects, all right, that you could run into or something. I'm talking about phantom objects that don't even exist. They can make you see like a big dinosaur that's not even here.
I don't see a dinosaur.
You put in, implants, you put in mechanical eyes, who knows what you'll see. You might see something terrible, okay? Traumatize you. Even if they take the eyes out, they can't take the memory out. Well, they can do that, but it's harder to do, all right? So what I'm saying is that that's not something that you want. Look, even if you can run faster, they can send a signal to your leg. It'll run you into a wall, okay? It'll make you run really fast into a brick wall. Your whole face will get smushed.
Could I get plastic surgery and restore the original shape of my face?
I don't know, maybe you could, but why do you want to do that?
I'm just thinking that if that were to happen, that maybe I could get plastic surgery.
Look, all right, the more rational approach, all right, is just not to get a fake leg, just to keep the legs that you have, and not put in a mechanical leg that could go haywire on you, run you into a wall. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well then I just don't know how to get better. You're saying that I can't run to St. Petersburg in 5 minutes. I can't run, jump, and fly. And I can't replace my foot and my nose and my eyes. Then what is it I can do to be better?
All right, let's try with somebody else, okay? Come. Let's try Miguel. Now, Miguel, can you come up here now? All right, we're going to try a dialogue with you, okay? We're going to talk about what you can learn how to do better.
Well, I have a question first. Could I ask a question? You said this is a seminar on how to be better. Can you share your experience of how you went from being good to being better?
What do you want to teach the class? What are you trying to usurp my place?
To what, your place?
Are you trying to take my place as a teacher?
No.
All right, then why are you asking me as if you're trying to teach me how to be better?
I'm not trying to teach you how to be better. I'm just wondering how you yourself became better.
What am I? I'm a teacher, right? And I'm a good teacher. I want to be better, all right? So how do I do that? All right, if I'm fast at teaching something and then I learn how to teach it even faster, then I would say that's better. Is that right?
Well, yes, I guess so. So how do you do that? Do you just talk really fast so that more knowledge seeps into people's brains unsuspectingly?
Well, I don't think that's going to work.
Well, why not?
Well, because if you can't process the incoming information, okay, it's not gonna go to your head, so to speak. It's not gonna have any positive effect on you.
Maybe you could learn to think faster.
To what?
Well, to think faster. Well, like right now, like I said, you could learn to think faster, and you had to think a little while before you understood what I was saying. And then even then you didn't understand what I was saying because you said what, like think faster as a question. And then I've had to respond right now with something that I think should be obvious, which is that you could learn to think faster.
How about learn to think better? What you think faster means better?
Well, can't it?
Well, not always. Okay, you think about something too fast, you make the wrong decision, all right? You screw up, you mess up. All right, that's not what you want to do. You want to think something through. Think it over before you proceed to start it. All right?
Okay, but couldn't you learn to do that faster, like within like the blink of an eye, or the wink of an eye, or the blink of two eyes, or whatever the expression is? Like even right now.
All right, I understand your point. All right, maybe I could learn to think faster, all right? But that's not you. It's not your role. It's not your place to lecture me.
Oh, I'm not lecturing you. I was just, you were asking how you could become a better teacher. And so,
All right, look. Do I need you to teach me? Did I enroll in your seminar?
well, I don't have a seminar.
All right, the question was rhetorical. I did not enroll in your seminar. So what are you coming up here teaching me for?
Well, I was just asking the question. I wanted to hear about an example of somebody who became better.
All right, the example's going to be you, okay? You can become better. You know how you can become better? By not asking too many questions.
Well, how do I know how many questions to ask?
You drown someone in questions, they're going to feel drowned. All right, and how they're going to answer you is it's going to be an answer like glob, 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 glob. They'll be drowning in questions. Or you don't want too many of them. You want just enough.
How do I know what's enough?
Or that's already too many. That's one too many. That's more than one too many. Go sit down. I will admit to you that I'm not having the easiest time in the world for you. Does that mean that I could learn how to teach a little better? Could be. Could it mean that you could learn how to learn better? I think that's a definite possibility. So your homework is go home, think about what we talked about today, and come back tomorrow fresh with ideas about what you need to become better at. Then we'll talk about how we can help you be better at whatever it is you want to be better at. All right. Welcome back to day 2 of our seminar, How to Be Better. Now today, I thought it over this evening about how to become a better teacher. And so I had the following idea. What I have become convinced of, having observed you over the course of our first seminar and having ruminated upon the results thereof, I have come to the conclusion that we're not going to find anything that you're going to understand how to be better at because you're very confused. And being confused is all right, okay? That can happen. I got to give you some time. Maybe you need to grow more experiences. You just haven't had the experiences I've had. That's all right, okay? There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's some experience everybody's not had, right? Okay, so everybody's unique in that way, okay? So therefore, we're going to skip part 2. We're going to go right on to the 3rd stage, which is going to help you particularly because since you are unable of becoming better, what you're going to be able to learn how to do, the title of today's seminar is How to Make Other People Believe You're the Best, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First of all, you're learning how to deceive people. And second of all, it lets you cover up that you haven't actually become better. Okay, so you can tell them you became better and maybe it didn't work out for you or you didn't have time or something, something gave, something in the anatomy slipped, whatever. Okay, you can just learn how to convince people you're the best. So they won't tell you need to be better if they think you're the best. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Okay, so let's start out. Okay. So let's say that you go somewhere. You're going in for a job interview. You want a position at a big company, important company, prestigious company, big brand awareness, Fortune 500, S&P, top 100, whatever, all right? You want a position there as a clerk or like an upper level clerk, or you want to go even higher. You don't want to be janitor, all right? That's not very prestigious. But still, it's a nice building, you're cleaning that, there's something to be said for that. You got to get the job, all right? And if you don't have time, like if they call you today, say come in tomorrow, you don't have time to get better at whatever it is you're trying to be better at. So you got to convince them you're the best, okay? How do you do that? Okay, you come into the interview, you sit down, but you don't sit down the normal way like, with your hands folded and looking very polite. No, you don't want to do that. What you do, you come down one leg over the other, right there, like one knee over the other. You rest it on then you start sort of cockily, sort of like jiggling it up and down, like you're home. It's like you come home, like, honey, bring me my dinner, bring me my martini, or whatever. So when the HR people come in and they see you like that, they say something like maybe, oh, I'm sorry, sir, are you here to help our boss interview people? And you'll say, no, I'm here for the interview. They won't say this, but what they'll think is that, wow, I thought that was somebody really important, with his leg cockily jiggling up and down, and okay, so that's what they're thinking subconsciously because you were confident. All right, they're going to think you're the best because you look like you think you're the best. You look like you know that you're the best. That's what's best. All right, so what do? So they call you into the interview. You go in. And instead of waiting for them to ask the standard questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You don't wait for the questions. You go right out on the attack, all right? And you say, all right, I need to know who came up with the interior design here. So you look around. And of course, it's probably going to be pretty nice because it's a really, expensive, like rich company. They probably got really, really interesting design. But you got to find a flaw. All right, so you look and you say, this corner could be darker. Why don't you have it curved, okay? Spiders could get lost, could hide in the corners there. You don't want spiders. And you want it curved so the vibe, so you got a different, better vibe in the room. What's the problem with your interior decorators? They didn't allocate enough to your budget for that? All right, and they'll be nonplussed. They'll be taken aback. They're the HR people. They're not very bright usually. They'll say, well, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know about who did the interior design, but I could find that out for you. And you say, you do that right now. All right, and they'll think, wow, here's somebody who knows everything about everything. He comes in, how does he know about interior design? They're going to be impressed by that, all right? Okay, what else you going to do? You come in, also you sit down, you say, and you make up a name. You say, oh, this carpet's kind of spongy, kind of feels like a Madagascar 24. And they'll say, what? You say, yeah, this carpet's got the springiness of a Madagascar 24. I know everything about carpets. Don't even have to say you know everything about carpets. They will assume you know everything about carpets. If you come up with a fact like that, they say, wow, sir, do you know a lot about carpets? You say, yeah, I was a carpetbagger in my last life. Ah, that's a joke. Ah, they'll laugh. And they'll say, oh, this guy's really witty. All right, so they'll take you. You won't even have to prove you're better. You don't have to show you're better. They will think you're the best because that's how you present yourself. That's how you behave. That's how you interact. You're sort of condescending, like saying, I know everything. I can help you learn everything if you give me the job. Even if you don't give me the job, like after the interview over drinks, I'll tell you everything you need to know about everything. Or not. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the idea. You make them think you're the best and they'll believe that you're the best. Can I come up and ask a question? Yeah, sure, come on up. I just had a question about the job interview thing. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, so my question is, if I go in for the job, and I do everything that you said, and they're really impressed, but then they say, well, can you please tell us what you can do in the position we're offering you? Okay, so how do I answer that question? I see what you're getting at. Okay, so what happens when push comes to shove and you've got to put up or shut up? Okay, you got to not only walk the walk, you got to talk the talk. Meaning, we'll reverse that. Or actually, you're talking. Okay, so you don't walk the walk. You walked in and you got the advanced walk. With the sort of swaying from side to side. Okay, that shows you're the best. Okay, now you got to talk the talk. You're right, exactly. All right, they asked you a question like that. How are you going to cover for yourself if you don't know anything about the position, but still make them think you're the best for it? That's a very good question. What would you do? Well, I don't know. I would, maybe you could ask them some questions so they'd be confused and they'd give you secret information that would help you to answer the question. Ah, that's a good technique. Wow, have you taken my seminar before? That's my first time. All right, well, okay, you're a natural. Very good. Okay, let's talk about that. All right, they ask you a question about something, about the essence of what you're there for. You can't really, talk around that. You got to talk directly at it. But I like your idea. I like your thought. So I'm thinking you ask a question like, tell me why you let the last person go. Well, what if there wasn't the last person? Maybe if it's just a newly opened position. All right, okay, then you ask, well, what do you expect? What do you expect I'm going to say? No, what do you expect out of the person you want to fill the position? Oh, and they'll say, well, what do you have to offer, sir? All right, then I'll say, well, I can offer whatever you want. You tell me what you need and I'll do that.
Oh, you think that they would tell you what they need?
Well, they're probably going to say something.
Well, I think I understand. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
You're welcome. All right, any other questions from the peanut gallery? Yeah, who else has got a question there? Yeah, Teresa, yeah. What do you want to know?
What I want to know is that if a person is in a jungle, how could they show that they're the most important if they're in a jungle?
Are you talking about primitive tribes, or you're talking about showing the palm trees who's boss? What do you...
Showing the palm trees.
The palm trees? Well, you look at them, and if they look back at you in a sort of impudent kind of way, you chop them down, and that's the end of that. Right?
The both questions is the other question also.
The other question about what? About like primitive people? So you mean the animals in the jungle? What do you mean?
The animals.
You want to make sure that they don't come attack you, eat you, or sell you out to the white sort of colonizers, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So you got some. Okay, let's talk about it. All right. All right. Can you not do that, please? People watch that. They're gonna say, I don't understand what the guy's talking about because he's going in and out, in and out, in and out. They're gonna think it's my fault. Then they think I'm some kind of ridiculous kind of clown that thinks that it's funny that when he's explaining something, he has to go back and forth, back into the camera. Okay, I'm not that kind of cheesy kind of 2-bit actor. All right, I'm a narrator. I'm a teacher. All right, I've got experience. Now, okay, you're asking me. You want an answer to your question, or you just want to fool around?
I want an answer.
It was a serious question. Okay, you'll get a serious answer. So you go into the jungle. You got animals there. Okay. Now, one thing you could do, you could take a bunch of food. You can't take enough food for every kind of animal you might encounter. First of all, there's so many different ones, like rhinoceroses and snakes and spiders, tarantulas, tigers and zebras. That's first of all. Second of all, they eat so much, if you separated it out for the different species and you had the different kind, you couldn't carry that all. You have to go in there with a big tank. In which case you wouldn't have to worry about convincing the animals you're the best because you'd be inside a tank, all right? The tiger comes up to you and growls, you shoot a cannon right into its eyeball, okay? That's gonna stop a tiger right in its tracks, okay?
But if you don't have
a tiger, who do you think's gonna win? The tiger or the tiger tank? I understand they named the tank after the tiger, okay, but they improved on the initial design, okay? God didn't get it invincible. Tigers are pretty majestic, okay, but they're not invincible. Especially against the tiger tank, all right? So animals have got to know that. You got to show them that you got the technological advantage.
But if you don't have like a cannon,
because they're not educated, they don't know that. So you have to prove it by you shooting a couple.
But if they don't have like a cannon or something, what could they?
All right, you don't have a cannon, okay? Then you have a big gun, or you have a bunch of guys.
But if they don't have a gun or nothing like that.
Oh, okay, you're making it hard. You're imposing restrictions on the task. If you do not have military equipment, if you do not have numbers, like millions of guys, if you don't have people armed with nunchucks in vast numbers, if you're there alone, all right, then you have to show them who's boss, okay? And the way you do that is you walk like you're the boss, like you're king of the jungle, like you're king of the kings of the jungle, you're the head king, you're the head of the council of all the kings. You can walk in like boom, boom, boom. And if you're not a heavy set guy, you got to use your mouth. So when you take a step, you got to time it to go boom, boom. So they think that you're really heavy, that you're really massive, even though you're kind of.
But maybe they will not do it. Maybe they will not understand.
All right, if they don't understand that, then you got to try a different technique. You got to come up. Okay, you got to come up to them and you say, somebody told me about you.
But if they don't,
like you know everything about them already, and then you got all the secrets in your mind.
And if they don't understand,
if they don't understand, how they not gonna understand? You speak. Look, I'm a wolf, all right. Maybe they won't understand you. They're gonna understand me because I speak animal language, being an animal, all right. I speak wolf talk, or I'll let them know that. I'll translate the idea, all right, the concept into the proteins and then into my sweat. I'll sweat that, and that'll be picked up by the olfactory nerves, okay, in all the animals around, okay. So that'll attack their nerves. That'll denerve them, all right. If they got the nerve to challenge you after that, they got some nerve, all right.
And if you're not there,
if what's not there,
you are not there. How can they understand?
What do you mean if I'm not there? If I'm not there, I've not got nothing to worry about. What are you talking about? What happens if you go into the jungle but you're not there? Well, nothing. Nothing. Is that the answer you're looking for?
No, I mean...
All right, then what are you asking?
You are not there, but I am there, and I don't want the animals to.
You're talking about yourself. What do you do? Well, what you do is you don't go. Okay, somebody gives you a pair of tickets for a safari. You sell them on eBay. All right. If they're non-transferable, then I don't know. You pretend like you get on the plane and then you break your leg, okay? And then they pay they instead of the flight, they pay for the hospital because it's probably with insurance. Okay, that's what you do. You just don't go, okay? You're gonna go out into the jungle alone. What are you gonna do? You can't even wield a machete. You can't even wield a butter knife. Well, you can, but you can't chop through trees. How are you gonna even get in? Yeah, you can go up to the edge and it'll be the no entry zone, and you will see that, and so there won't be any danger. So there you go. That's the solution. Since you can't get in, you're not going to have a danger of being attacked while inside because you will never be inside. All right. So have I answered your question? Great. Okay, we're moving right along. Okay. Well, what else are we going to talk about?